So recently, I decided to rewatch 1995's Heat, a great film directed by Michael Mann that is filled with great action, great sound design, great acting,
Great ass!
and great dialogue.
If it's between you and some poor bastard whose wife you're gonna turn into a widow, brother, you are going down.
But there's one thing significant that I noticed on this particular rewatch. The film is actually pretty sad.
What the hell you proud of me for?
I won't put a stamp on this statement, but I personally haven't seen another film that is as nuanced as this film, besides maybe The Town. By looking at the three central characters, Vincent, played by Pacino, Macaulay, played by De Niro, and Chris, played by Val Kilmer, to examine what makes Heat possibly the saddest heist film ever made. Vincent is a lieutenant of the LAPD that has been investigating Macaulay's crew after a robbery gone bad. Throughout the film, he has a strained relationship with Justine, his wife, his third wife to be exact. He also struggles to have a connection with his stepdaughter, Lauren, interestingly enough, played by future Oscar winner Natalie Portman. His job is a constant conflict between him and Justine, as he does not share any details about his job towards her. There's also Justine's ex-husband that comes into the picture that caused some more conflict between them to the point where he stays in a hotel separately with his stepdaughter. But after a long night at the office, he goes back into his hotel room and finds Lauren's lifeless body in the bathtub, supposedly committed suicide. He races to save her life, and Justine is at the hospital, very distraught, and Vincent comes to comfort her and seemingly rebuild their relationship. Chris is the right-hand man to Macaulay. He also has a strained relationship with his wife, Charlene, due to his profession and not earning enough from his botched job. They had a pretty terrible argument which caused him to stay at Macaulay's place for a while. Also, Charlene has an affair with a businessman named Alan Marcenio, thus causing Macaulay to force Charlene to be back together with Chris.
Who he is? Who is he?
He's nobody, Neil.
Listen,
He's a legit liquor wholesaler from Las Vegas. Alan Marciano.
Chris is gonna straighten it up with you.
It's too late. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Shut up!
During the aftermath of the bank heist, Chris goes on his own. He splits from Macaulay and takes his cut from the job to escape. Charlene doesn't know his whereabouts, and the police are on her due to her being romantically involved with a criminal and being romantically involved with Alan Marcenio. As Chris finally shows back up again to get Charlene and their kid to run away with him, he can't. There are police already looking for him. Once he steps inside, it's over. He's arrested. So Charlene forces Chris to go the other way on his own. As a new identity. As hinted at before, Macaulay is a high-level thief that has a crew consisting of 4 guys. An enforcer, a getaway driver, Chris, and a new hire. He has a guy named Nate and other people that help him with details about the latest scores. When he's not on the job, we see him alone at his penthouse. No furniture, no decorations. It almost looks like a display home.
When are you gonna get some furniture?
When I get around to it.
He also goes to the library, picks out some of his favorite books, and goes to his favorite coffee shop where he meets a beautiful girl named Edie. They start falling in love, but it was only a one-night stand. Later in the film, where Macaulay has dinner with his crew and all their wives, he sits there as himself. Feeling lonely, he calls Edie to see if he wants to meet up with her. They eventually do meet up again, but this is without knowing what Macaulay actually does for a living. Until she finds out about the robbery that went down at a bank later in the film, she's afraid, but also wants Macaulay to be by her. They were planning to get away, but Macaulay said that Waingro, the guy who botched the earlier job, is by a nearby hotel. He stops by and kills Waingro.
Look at me.
But once Vincent is on his tail, he leaves Edie behind and goes the other way. No matter the pain he felt just by his facial expression, his motto was, and always has been,
Guy told me one time, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat. If you feel the heat around the corner.
The personal lives of these three central characters have all been affected due to their sides of the law. Chris and Macaulay's criminal life bled into their personal lives as their lives shattered when their actions caught up with it. While police detective Vincent comes out on top at the end, it was at the expense of his goddaughter nearly losing her life and his crumbling marriage with his third wife. Heat is a film that is not only carried by its amazing action scenes and intense dialogue, but it also paints a harrowing and poignant portrait of the lives of criminals and the police. Therefore, it makes this film possibly the saddest heist film ever made.